Good morning, everybody. I am here on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with your mini reading. I'm going to use the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. We've had some interesting energies this week as I take a deep breath. When I rewatch these, sometimes I'm like, where was I going with that? But it is about what Spirit kind of shows me as I'm feeling my way through it. There's no sit down with the cards beforehand and say, what shall I say with this? It's whatever's coming through in that moment. So what does Spirit want us to know for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that will help us most on our path? And we have building blocks. So building blocks is another card that I have had in personal readings a lot lately. And I feel like the building blocks are telling us that right now we are putting together a foundation piece by piece, even though we don't really see the whole big picture yet. It's like I'm kind of working on my foundation over here, and somebody else might be working on another foundation over here, and those foundations are actually meant to come together at some point, but we don't know that yet. So the important part is to work on the foundation, to when the universe says, okay, I'm showing you this, so what are you going to do about it? You say, yes, I'm going to do this about it, and you choose to work with it. And again, with that energy of just rising to the occasion, these building blocks are, it is a conscious effort, but it is a co-creative effort with what you're given from the universe. And I think that's the biggest piece to this that I'm feeling over these last 2 weeks has really been, when you are presented with something, work with it, rise to meet it. You may not even understand what it is you're building yet, but you are building something. And you may not even need to know what it is you're fully building in that respect yet, in that portion of your life, in that section of your life yet. That does not mean that you need to be wishy-washy and goalless, where you're like, oh, I'm just going to go do this today, and you wouldn't even say that if you had no goals. But what I mean is, when the opportunity of something rises up into your space, even if you have to rearrange some things over here to be able to do this, do it. Because there's an important reason for you to do that. Okay? Yeah, so it kind of reminds me of, so you're going about your work day and the phone rings, and then suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, I am now needed at a meeting at my child's school for this or something. And at the moment you could be like, well, this is highly inconvenient. But in reality, that is needed of you. You are being asked to do this, and there is an important reason you're being asked to do this that you may not even see or fully understand yet. So if that means that you need to say, okay, I'm going to stop this, what I'm doing, and head over and do this now, then that's what that means. So be open to some of those things happening and I feel like they are pointing you into a direction to show you something that you really need to see, that kind of, when you're busy with your everyday life over here, you can kind of ignore these things that are happening over here. But now you're needed over here, and the universe is showing you that that's where you're needed. So your job is to step up and be there. Okay, that doesn't mean you let everything go here, but you find a balance between the two. Okay, so what else does Spirit need to know, or need us to know, want us to know? I think we have to make a choice. So we have a fork in the road, and when I see fork in the road, it really is, we are being asked to say, am I going to choose this, or am I going to choose what I'm being shown that is kind of different, kind of a little bit risky maybe, but I know my heart is in this. And I feel like for some of us that could be something as simple as, maybe you want to downsize your house, and let's say you're like, I'm looking around your house, and you're saying, I'm not looking around your house, you're looking around your house and you're saying, you know what, I don't need this much stuff. I don't need this much space. Maybe this is too expensive. And you've been thinking about it for like a good 3 months. And now's the time to say, you know what? I'm being nudged this direction. I think I need to find something smaller and more affordable for me. It could be that. It could be, I'm really unhappy in my job and I think I need to find something else that does bring me joy and passion. Maybe it's as simple as I need a hobby outside of my job. Maybe you love photography and you want to take pictures. And instead of spending your time at home watching television, you're going to take an hour every day and go for a walk and take beautiful photographs. It's things like this where you're making conscious choices. The universe says your passion is over here. You could stay in this rut that you're in and keep kind of doing the same thing, or I have this over here for you if you're willing to take a small risk and dive into it. And that could be a relationship. That could be something as simple as bad habits that you've been wanting to release. But I feel like there's a choice that some of us are being presented with, and it's really time to make the decision. And then, you know what? I've made this decision. This is the direction I'm going in. This is where my heart is. Boom, I'm going to start working over here. If suddenly you're working over here and you're like, oh, this is not making me happy. I didn't know why I did this. I clearly made a crazy decision. Well, guess what? You can always say, you know what? I think maybe I tried this on and it wasn't for me, so now I'm going to go back here and do this. It's about experiencing. It's about traveling down your own path instead of the path that someone else has said this is right for you. It's about saying, you know what, I'm going to do this because it brings me joy and it brings me love. So just know you might have some choices. And what else does Spirit want us to know for the weekend? Oh, I should have seen this coming. Really surprised the mystery didn't come in, the fates. So I know I said this earlier, it was either Monday or Tuesday. The hand of fate is going to be kind of coming in and showing you things. You can choose to say, no, not going that way. Or you can say, yes, I'm going to take this opportunity. And that doesn't mean you take some crazy opportunity. You're making choices for you. So you need to feel it out. You need to look at it and understand it. But when you really do feel that hand of fate come in and say, okay, this is for you. What are you going to do with it now? Then you get to build with it and create your destiny. Or you can say, not now, not doing that. And maybe not feel that great for a while. So just know that there's a choice here, but that fate is showing you something. Something is being revealed to you this week. Something is being known to, or an unknown is now being known to you. A truth is being revealed, and something where you are then able to rise to the occasion of it. So that feels very interesting. So I will leave you with lots of love for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Have a beautiful weekend. Bye-bye.